Searching for a travel backpack was what got me into carry goods and eventually reviewing over 100 bags on this channel. And I imagine a travel backpack is many people's first premium bag, so in this video I'll break down the 3 size categories of travel bags to start your search, and I'll show my personal bag rotation as examples. The 3 sizes I've found most useful are here. And you'll need other packs for certain types of travel, like a backpacking trip for example, but these 3 are the most versatile, and one of them will most likely work on any trip you go on. And as I go through these, your goal isn't to buy these specific bags, it's to understand what to look for so you can find the perfect bag for you. And I'll start with the daypack 20 liter category, and I'm using the Jacob 22 liter pack from Wexley. The key to this category is comfort, because I've carried my day pack for like 12 hours a day sometimes. And there's a few ways to achieve comfort. You can go lightweight for less load on your shoulders over a long day, or have thicker padding on the shoulder straps to increase the weight, but hopefully increase the comfort. At 22 liters and 1 3/4 pounds, this Jacob pack is a balance between weight and padding. Any 20-ish liter pack under 2 pounds is light enough to be considered a day pack, but the trick is finding a lightweight pack that isn't a hiking pack, as I personally think those look too outdoorsy, or most of the time are lacking things like comfy shoulder straps or a proper laptop storage. The absolute lightest weight day pack may not always be the most comfortable to carry because of those compromises on the shoulder straps. I chose this Jacob because the shoulder straps are pretty comfy. They're wide and thick given the pack's small size, and Wexley's cushion choice is my favorite, probably alongside Air. It's as squishy as memory foam, but bounces back to shape instead of staying depressed like memory foam. And combine that with load lifters, which is rare on a pack this size, and a chest strap, and this Jacob pack was really comfortable to carry for a lot of hours. Unfortunately, the trade-off for these awesome straps is a very average back panel. Daypacks don't usually have like super plushy back panels because that's where a lot of weight can be cut. And this back panel is thin without too much padding, but it was good enough. On daypacks, I also really like a luggage pass-through because sometimes I combo it with the rolling luggage. And this Jacob pack doesn't, well, sort of has it. There are 2 flat hidden pockets here that I'd normally use for passports, but I actually ended up cutting holes through the pockets so I can use the space as a luggage pass-through. Of course, I wouldn't recommend this. Word of caution, be careful of modifying your bags, but also I did what I had to do, and Wexley needs to add a luggage pass-through. The outer look is pretty minimal, and that's true for all of these categories, at least for my packs. It's honestly, I understand it's boring, but I wanted an aesthetic that looked okay everywhere, right? Because we're talking versatility. So my solution was to basically have no aesthetic at all, just very minimal and functional. I like at least 1, but ideally 2 bottle pockets for day packs, just to allow for some light hiking where I'd be packing more water. And for internal storage, to me on a day pack isn't super important. In fact, I prefer having less organization because it just makes the pack lighter. The Jacob pack has essentially 1 large area with a few pockets, and a separate laptop storage area. That's pretty much it. Just simplicity and comfort are key for this category. Next is the Weekend 27 liter category, represented by the Active pack, also from Wexley. Don't worry, the 3rd category isn't Wexley. Travel doesn't always mean a 2-week international vacation. By definition, it's any time I had to leave home to go to a new location. And a lot of times that's just for a long weekend because, work. Think of this category as a hybrid pack. It's large enough for a few days, but small enough to daily carry if you had to, especially as a carry-on. And this pack has the same advantages and disadvantages as the Jacob that I just mentioned. But there are a few differences that I wanted to highlight that could definitely influence the style of bag that you want to go for. This is X-Pack material, which I actually regret getting. I should have gotten the ballistic nylon because I just like that material better. And X-Pack actually makes more sense on the day pack because it has better water resistance and water-sealed zippers. The aesthetic of this Active pack is somehow even more boring than the Jacob, which I didn't think was possible, but whatever. The straps and back panel are identical to the Jacob, which is fine. I don't carry weekend bags for multiple hours a day like I would a day pack, but it can also get heavier than a day pack, so comfortable straps are still nice to have. And the key for this category is organization. Since this is usually the only bag I'm traveling with, I need more organization than a day pack, so packs in this category usually have like a front admin pocket to fit more electronics or toiletries. And the main area has enough for 2 to 4 days of clothes if you pack light, with another big difference from the Jacob. This laptop sleeve is in the main compartment compared to the dedicated space on the Jacob. And this entirely comes down to personal preference. I just wanted to show you both. I like this setup better because it's less wasted space when I don't carry a laptop, and just less zippers to open and close. But a dedicated section is more secure and protected from impact and spills inside the pack. This size category honestly is probably the easiest to shop for because just the sheer options out there. You can get some built for tech with lots of padding and organization, or you can get ultralight ones made for hiking, or technical waterproof fabric with a hip strap, expandable, anything pretty much. There's just a lot of bags in this size. And finally, it's the one bag category, which was the most difficult for me to get right, headed by the Travel Pack 3 35 liter from Air. The focus of this category is size and capacity. Size because of the dimension limits of airline carry-ons, and capacity because it's probably the only bag you're carrying on longer trips where you'll need as much packing space as possible. Comfort's also important to a degree, but I would argue that most people shouldn't be carrying a large pack like this for longer than short periods inside an airport. And organization can also be important, but at the same time, it's so easy to find because basically every bag in this category has a lot of organization. So it's something you don't really have to try and search for. The Air Travel Pack 3 needs no introduction. It's one of the most popular and reviewed travel bags for a reason. It has no weaknesses and comes in a bunch of material choices, and I went with the ballistic nylon, of course, but this navy blue color is so damn beautiful in person. The pictures don't really do it justice. I spent a long time testing different bags in this category, and I stuck with the Travel Pack 3 not because it's perfect, but rather it was the least imperfect, if that makes sense. It basically had no major weaknesses, no matter what you're looking for. But on the flip side, that wide appeal and not leaning heavy into a specific lane means that it won't be flawless for anybody either. Like for me, I would have taken out this pocket, taken out the whole admin pocket, removed some padding to cut some weight and to maximize space, but that's just me. Air's biggest strength across all their bags is the strap comfort, and you can tell comfort has been a theme for this video. Air uses this thick ventilated air mesh on their straps and back panel for massive amounts of comfort, plus load lifters, which is necessary on a pack this large. And it checked off a lot of the travel bag essentials that I look for. Chest strap, yes. Optional hip strap, yes. Luggage pass-through, bottle pocket, quick access pocket, dedicated laptop storage, compression straps, clamshell opening. My difficulty with searching for a large travel bag is that so many packs come extremely close, but we're missing one of these things. For example, the GoRuck GR3 is probably a close second in terms of comfort and what I'm looking for. Organization-wise, the Travel Pack 3 has Air's signature half-zip pocket, which is kind of useless, and a front area that has most of the organization. It was a little too much for me, so I just used this area to separate dirty clothes along the trip. And the big key for bags in this style is a full clamshell opening in the main compartment. Nowadays, almost all packs have this in 35 liter and above, but years ago it was more rare. And these bags can fit 6 days to 14 days worth of clothes depending on your destination. And this one bag category is probably the most difficult to get right just because there's just a lot more requirements, I guess. But it's by far the most fun to research and test because there's just a lot of technical features and you get to travel to test it out. And there you have it, 3 travel bag categories that are versatile enough to cover most travel needs. Hopefully this video helped explain what I look for in each category, as it doesn't matter what bags I use because I'm not you. Decide what elements are important to you and find a versatile bag that fits. I value versatility above everything because nobody should be buying dozens of bags just for them to sit on a shelf. We don't have the money or the space for that. Anyways, comment below if you want a response. Let's talk and subscribe for new videos on Sundays. Thanks.